Innovation grabs
a W against Olay? Okay, that's a wild take.
Here is possibly the biggest news for Lansing City in the offseason, potentially. So when I look at Lansing City, here's the deal that I see. Last year in the season, the difference between them making the playoffs and not was very slim. Came down to the last game. The difference between them making the playoffs with room to spare and not was also quite slim, in my opinion. I think if you had to point to one thing that was the most detrimental to them, two things that are closely related come to mind, I mentioned them earlier, is them having bad mistakes that give up goals. So essentially, as a game as a whole, you're playing down already to sometimes 3 goals. So here is possibly the biggest news for Lansing City in the offseason. Potentially. One of the biggest struggles is at the goalkeeper position.
Yeah.
And who is rostered for Lansing City this year?
Joshua Pierce.
Josh Pierce. But what does that do for this Lansing City team?
I mean, I think he does a lot, right? He's a fantastic shot stopper, so right away he's really solid.
So that addition of Josh Pierce, who do you think is going to get the start on first game?
I'd say Ethan Castaneda. I think there's still such a commitment to the development of the youth at Lansing City, and Ethan's 17 years old. So even when we're saying about this mistake, that was probably the thing that I saw the most over the tour and the showcase was that growth from him. And even into the friendlies, saw that continued growth out of Ethan Castaneda, which is what you would expect out of him, especially with that commitment to giving him minutes, even if there's a goalkeeper like Joshua Pierce that on paper is better.
Getting ready for our last bold prediction. But before we do, for me, I think Lansing City, it's if they're able, I feel like this has been my take for several months. If they clean up those mistakes, I mean, they have some of the best futsal playing players on their team. They have grown up playing futsal, and they're one of the most exciting teams to watch. And I think if they're able to clean that up and not have those mistakes, I think they'll find themselves in a much better position coming in.
The only goal for them this season is to win the whole thing. I mean, that's what they're setting out to do, and anything less than that is going to be a disappointment. We go into last year, we look at the final, and it was really this redemption arc for Midwest United, and they weren't able to redeem themselves, and so this is the time when they need to do it. They need to step up, and they need to win the whole thing.
And we're going to see if they can make it 3 years in a row, getting to the final. And of course, this year, as you mentioned, the goal is to take that final all the way to the end and come out lifting this.
It does not matter what other teams do. Olay has won. Whether they make the mistakes or not, Olay has just won consistently. I mean, they just flip a switch. That game is going to determine the whole prediction. They're going to find themselves in the same exact position.
The same exact position.
Fighting for the playoffs at the end of the season.
It'll come down to the last game.
This week, Lansing City against Shoreline, that's going to determine a playoff spot. That's the hot take. That game is going to determine, mark it now, February 28th, Lansing City, Shoreline City, that's going to determine a playoff spot for one of those two teams.
Will FCS be streaming any women's games? Here's the deal. We are working on expanding our production team so that we can stream every single FCS men's and women's game this year. That is our goal, and I'm not going to promise it, but that is what we are trying to do. All 52 regular season games, including the playoffs.
52 games.
52 regular season games. So that is the goal, to stream all 52 regular season games. We'll see if we're able to do it. I think we will be able to, but we still have some stuff to work on. But I have to say, one of my favorite moments of the summer was the Lansing City Olay friendly in Grand Rapids with a packed house. That was one of the best games that we've seen in.
Yeah.
I don't know if FCS regular season era, broadcast era, whatever it is from last year till now. That was one of the best games I think that we've seen, and it was super entertaining, super fun, and it came down to the wire.
It did. Yeah, I would say that's the best game that we produced as a production team, as the FCS season. The environment was electric. It was just an incredible experience. And so you haven't had a chance to watch that game, go back and watch it. It was really special. I mean, he's going to be the best pivot in the league.
Best pivot
Best
in the
pivot
league.
in the league.
That's a bold prediction. We talked about bold predictions on
yeah,
this.
bold predictions. Best pivot in the league.
Yeah, Hasevich.
You know, I mean, we really hadn't even talked about him yet today.
No.
And
Well, talk to me about it.
He's so incredible on the ball. His ability to hold up play, his ability to allow the offense to run through him, his creativity, his ability to capture the ball and spin and shoot and score. It's just really one of the best in the league. I mean, him and Trezor Crispin, I think, are the best, the most solid traditional pivots that we have in the league.
Yeah.
And I think that Pikert's going to be the cream of the crop.
So I just saw in the chat we have Chicago House is here. What's up, Chicago House? We're going to be talking about your guys' team after the break, so a little while later. So get your popcorn ready for the bold predictions that we're going to take, and maybe you'll like us and maybe you'll hate us. I don't know. But we'll be talking about you guys later. Right now, it's Midwest United talking about Fikret Hasevich up at the People
Finals appearance for the third consecutive year.
Now, before we do that, your bold prediction for the Midwest this year. Where do they end up? What's their season going to be like? You know, in a concise statement, your bold prediction.
Finals appearance for the third consecutive year. Finals appearance. Finalists.
Oh my goodness.
Final appearance. They will get into the finals again.
But they won't win. Bold prediction for Innovation City this year.
Bold prediction. They will be fighting for a playoff spot.
Fighting for a playoff spot.
But I guess that's not really that bold.
I mean, is it bold?
Brandon, I'm sorry, but I don't see Innovation City making the playoffs this season.
He says his bold prediction is they don't make the playoffs this season.
Yeah, it pains me because, look, I had the chance to interview Brandon the first time during the finals, and he said we're going to be back here next season, and I just don't see it. I don't. Again, they have a lot of players that we haven't seen in action, so this is partly a take just based on what we saw on the tour in Akron. But to the points that you made as well, the competition in Akron is not as good as the competition we'll see this season in FCS. So even though they show that they will be competitive, so they absolutely will be competitive, but I don't see them winning enough games, getting enough points throughout the season.
Man, you know what would be a really bold prediction is if they don't get a first round bye. I think that would be a very bold prediction. I don't know if.
They're keeping receipts in the chat.
I know they're keeping receipts. That's okay. You can keep as many as you want. I don't care. So we have a wild take in the chat coming from Luke Miller. Innovation grabs a W against Ole. What say you?
I don't think it's as wild as you would think because we still haven't seen the roster come out for Jenga. Over the tour.
For Ole, Innovation grabs
a W against Ole? Okay, that's a wild take.
Here is possibly the biggest news for Lansing City in the offseason, potentially. So when I look at Lansing City, here's the deal that I see. Last year in the season, the difference between them making the playoffs and not was very slim, came out in the last game. The difference between them making the playoffs with room to spare and not was also quite slim, in my opinion. I think if you had to point to one thing that was the most detrimental to them, two things that are closely related come to mind. We mentioned them earlier. Is them having bad mistakes that give up goals. So essentially, as a game as a whole, you're playing down already to sometimes 3 goals. So here is possibly the biggest news for Lansing City in the offseason. Potentially. One of the biggest struggles is at the goalkeeper position.
Yeah.
And who is rostered for Lansing City this year?
Joshua Pierce.
Josh Pierce. But what does that do for this Lansing City team?
I mean, I think it does a lot, right? He's a fantastic shot stopper, so right away he's really solid.
So that addition of Josh Pierce, who do you think is going to get the start on first game day for Lansing City?
I'd say Ethan Castaneda. I think there's still such a commitment to the development of the youth at Lansing City, and Ethan's 17 years old. So like even when we're saying about this mistake, that was probably the thing that I saw the most over the tour and the showcase was that growth from him. And even into the friendlies, saw that continued growth out of Ethan Castaneda, which is what you would expect out of him, especially with that commitment to giving him minutes, even if there's a goalkeeper like Joshua Pierce that on paper is better.
Getting ready for our last bold prediction. Before we do, For me, I think Lansing City, it's if they're able, I feel like this has been my take for several months. If they clean up those mistakes, I mean, they have some of the best futsal playing players on their team. They have grown up playing futsal, and they're one of the most exciting teams to watch. And I think if they're able to clean that up and not have those mistakes, I think they'll find themselves in a much better position come the end of the year.
You know, the only goal for them this season is to win the whole thing. I mean, that's what they're setting out to do, and anything less than that is going to be a disappointment. You know, we go into last year, we look at the final, and it was really this redemption arc for Midwest United, and they weren't able to redeem themselves, and so this is the time when they need to do it. They need to step up, and they need to win the whole thing.
We're going to see if they can make it 3 years in a row, getting to the
Welcome to the Jolt Creativity Pregame Show. Jolt Creativity. Destroy the lie.
Welcome to the Jolt Creativity Pregame Show. Here, we're coming to you from our studio in Lansing. I'm Jared Kluppel along with Gerard Ascani. Today's match, the second of a doubleheader. Shoreline City is taking on Midwest United at home. We've talked about could be explosive. Gerard,
Could be.
Tell me, how are you feeling for this matchup?
So excited. This is the matchup I had circled as like really the one that's going to tell us a lot about this season.
And do you think it's going to be the birth of a new rivalry?
I think it might. I mean, Miguel Cervantes, he was a goalkeeper last season for Midwest United, and he made the transition to Shoreline City. Shoreline City also got some talent from Olay.
Which was
the Mendez brother. Oh, actually, Chris
Mendez.
And then his uncles, Alex and Aldoni Mendez. I mean, it's just like, what is going on here? It's a family affair. They got a lot of talent, Shoreline City does, and they showed out in the National Showcase this past season, in the offseason. And one of the things, Chris Mendez was always one of the best players for Olay. He's just so dependable, so reliable, no matter where you put him on the court, no matter who you line him up with. And that was honestly one of the biggest things for Cody Harrell, the coach of Shoreline City, is talking about how much talent he has with his team and how to figure out how to get them to work successfully together.
So Shoreline City, they have a chance at making a bold statement today by defeating the Grand Rapids Cool Blue, got to the finals last year, 2 years consecutive finalists. We'll talk about that more in a moment. But if they're able to come out here at home, first game in the FCS, and get a win against this Grand Rapids Blue, it feels like it's going to be a statement to say, hey,
absolutely.
We're here and we're competing.
Yeah, if they win today, basically they're going to put a statement on the map that they are here to win the whole thing.
And depending on the fashion that they win in, if they win big, that's a huge statement. If it's less, we'll figure it out. But you talked about the Mendez brothers, a lot of exciting players for their team that we'll get into. But let's shift our focus to Midwest. They had an interesting summer. They had an up, winning the FCS Lansing Tour, but they had some downs as well. And now 2 years running finalists. They want to get back there and take it all the way. How do they start the season tonight with that focus?
Yeah, this is huge. So Gio Garcia is making the transition from head coach to player. And so last season he spent a lot more time on the sideline than he did on the court. This season we're anticipating seeing him in full action. He's even in the starting lineup tonight. But they have a couple of different players on their team that are just incredible that even we didn't see a lot of last year. And it's one of the things I had a chance to talk to Hector Fernandez. He talked about Eduardo Mendez. He's a player that didn't see a lot of action in the FCS last season, anticipate seeing a lot more this season. So if you take that team that was the finalists the last 2 seasons, they won the tour in Lansing over the summer, and then you add talent on top of that, it's like, oh, watch out.
And remember, no Daniel DeLeon from Midwest United. That'll be a player that they will certainly miss. We have kickoff and pre-kickoff festivities for you coming up very soon. On the other side of this ad break, don't go anywhere.
So when you add Villagomez and Zavala for potentially the whole season, as much as it's going to hurt not having Adrian Diaz or Sammy Escovel, and then losing Chris Mendez, you're bringing in a lot of talent too. And then another guy that we didn't see at all last year but has been with the club for a long time, Henry Lopez. And so he's been playing since the ABK days.
Man, what would be a really bold prediction is if they don't get a first round bye. I think that would be a very bold prediction. I don't know if
they're keeping receipts in the chat.
I know they're keeping receipts. That's okay. You can keep as many as you want. I don't care.
Committing a crime so you can try to escape from prison. Bad idea. Going to the pod escape room to play an escape game with your friends. Great idea. Test your skill as an astronaut in outer space. Find Santa in Save Christmas. Or take a vacation to an abandoned island. Just don't get stuck there. The Pod Escape Room. Learn more at thepodlansing.com.
It's just the key, I think, in Virginia this year is does a year of experience help these players? Though we saw athletes, we saw physicality, but we didn't see great futsal. So does innovation have the upper hand in the game this weekend because of some of that experience?
You're watching the Futsal Champion Series on FCS Live.
Welcome to Muskegon, Michigan, the site of tonight's FCS matchup. Kind of like a face-off tonight. Shoreline City hosting Midwest United. Both teams' first action in FCS 2026, the second game of the year and the second game of our doubleheader. And this is where we're going to be camping out tonight. I'm Jared Klepp along with Gerard Ascani in the studio in Lansing, bringing you this game. Boy, fireworks ready to pop off for this one. At least that's what we expect.
Yeah, that's what we expect. The word on the street is Shoreline City is a contender, not just for the victory, but for the whole FCS championship. And tonight is their chance to prove it.
So here we are at the home of Shoreline City. You see Midwest United getting ready there. Kickoff just minutes away. There's a couple of players that we were talking about before we came on air here that we think could have some pretty big impact for these players. Let's start with the home squad. We talk about the Mendez brothers. We talk about Chris Mendez coming back. But you particularly said, hey, you know what? I think Aldoni Mendez is worth sticking out by himself.
Yeah, so it's no surprise Grand Rapids has a lot of talent. So I had the chance this summer to go to some street soccer events. The very first game I went to with all of these Ole players and Midwest United players, there was one player I saw on the court. And the very first thing I said is, why does he not play futsal in the FCS?
And he said, here I come.
Yeah, here he comes. And it's Aldoni Mendez. And, in less than 5 minutes watching him in action, I was like, I think he might be the best player in Grand Rapids.
Wow.
And look,
that's a lot.
He's a little older now. He's a little older now. You had the chance to play with him,
I did play with him. I did, yeah.
But it's his composure on the ball. It's his understanding of spacing. And so I was watching him in a really, really limited court size. And so who knows if he's shown in a way there that we will or will not see here. But I was ecstatic when I saw for the National Showcase that he showed up to play because of what I had seen in the summer in Grand Rapids. And so I'm anticipating and hoping for a lot of fantastic futsal out of Shoreline, and not just because of Aldoni, and not just because of his brother Alex and then their nephew Chris, but all of the Mendezes, but they have some other talent too that just really speaks volume about how much futsal talent there is in Grand Rapids.
And saying Aldoni is the best player in Grand Rapids, your claim there. Fighting words for a player Fikret Hasevich on the other side, who has been a core piece of the Midwest team since the beginning.
Yeah, and if you tuned in to the third half when we talked about Midwest United, I made the claim that this season Fikret Hasevich will be the best pivot in the entire league. And, just because he was the best in that street soccer and he really stood out, Aldoni Mendez, doesn't mean he's going to be the best in the FCS because they have a lot of talent. And Fikret Hasevich is one of those two that can completely control a game. He understands how to really maintain possession and allow the offense to flow through him, something that he did so well. But one of the things, and we talked about it this week, the difference of what Midwest United will look like without Daniel DeLeon, who was such a creative element for them. And so, in steps Gio Garcia, and can he do that?
Take a look at the starting lineups for tonight. First for Shoreline City, Miguel Cervantes in goal, Chris Mendez, Alex Mendez, Aldoni Mendez, and Jonathan Cifuentes going to be in their starting five. And for Midwest United, no Daniel DeLeon, but they do have some familiar names. Jose Vicario, Gio Garcia starting out, Fikret Hasevich, Alan Lemus, and Anthony Leon Garcia. Talk about Fikret up there at that pivot spot. He is certainly looking for a great game today. This is the first time Shoreline's been in the FCS. This is their first meeting as clubs, but there is a lot of familiarity between these teams.
Yeah, the experience that they both have goes so deep. And again, we talk about this a lot and the connection to Ole Futsal Club, but when we look back at the history of a lot of these players, it really starts at ABK, which predated Ole Futsal Club.
So Midwest United in the gray, they have the kick. They're going to be going left to right, in Shoreline City showing their new black uniforms, going right to left. 20 minutes on the clock. We are ready for an exciting one in Muskegon. Here we go. Midwest gets us going, and they now face a kind of low pressing, creeping up defense. There goes Chris Mendez trying to create that pressure. Gio Garcia looking for, I think that was Anthony Leone going to the corner, and he'll be out for a Shoreline kick.
Yeah, we barely even had a chance to talk about Anthony Leone. He is a true standout for Midwest United, and he's really the heart and soul for this team. And he is so much a testament to how successful they have been the last couple of seasons.
Aldoni set to put this one back into play. He finds Cervantes, widening the court. Oh, lots of space here. Whoa, Fikret Hasovic. Almost count that as a first shot of the year. Almost scored on his own goalkeeper, Jose Vicario.
Yeah, you can already see Shoreline wants to play fast. That's one of the things Cody Harrell talked about. He wants to create an exciting brand of futsal where they play fast and take lots of risks, lots of chances. As we get another chance right here by Jonathan Fuentes. Just wide.
So Vicario will restart. Vicario, he has been such a solid choice at the goalkeeper position all last year. You know, if you had to pick a goalkeeper to be on your squad, he would definitely be one that you would be happy to have. However, in the summer, he had some struggles. There was more than one game that he let in, you know, a goal or two that he was very unhappy with his performance.
Yeah, very frustrated to see those goals come in. Good save by Miguel Cervantes right here. It looks like Alan Lemus took that shot.
So Midwest with the corner. Gio Garcia off it, double. Ball comes in the middle. It's dangerous. Anthony Leon Garcia, his opportunity is blocked. Another corner coming up for Midwest. Gio Garcia off the corner.
Yeah, and you talk about the summer experience for Midwest United and some of those goals that Jose Vicario let in. It's just unusual to see him give those opportunities up. Let's see if he's ironed out some of those kinks over the rest of the offseason and is ready to get into action this year.
Chris Mendez packs up his own goalkeeper, Miguel Cervantes, and Cervantes just has to boot it away.
And for me, I think that's a huge factor for Midwest United now. They do not have Miguel Cervantes anymore. With him leaving to go to Shoreline City, it's really the Vicario show in net.
We'll see all last year, Midwest United. Oh, looks like I don't know what you guys are seeing there at home, but we lost our end of the stream. Hopefully the game is still going and you can still see it, and it's just on our end. We work out the details here. It looks like the stream is continuing. I think we just lost our view of it. So, viewers at home, do you want to tell us what you think about this game? Because right now, we can't see it and you can. Oh, we're getting it back here, it looks like. All right, we're back with you guys. Oh, wow, Alex Mendez with a chance there. Vicario got in the way of it. Kick-in chance here. As we see first substitute of the match, number 3, Matt Jackson for Shoreline City enter the pitch.
And Matthew Jackson also played on the Guatemalan street soccer team that was the champions of the Street Soccer League, and that's a lot of this talent comes from that team, and it really goes to show, like, they won that league. Are they going to carry that success over to the FCS?
Matt Jackson with the stop there. It's Genzel Rodriguez now, and his diagonal across into the middle is much too wide, and we're going to see a 100% line change for Midwest.
Yeah, and that's one of the biggest factors we talked about with Shoreline is really their depth, and it's one of the strengths of Midwest United. They are so deep, so much talent, first, second, and even sometimes a third line.
Raul Montañez, Yara Montañez, Damir Sabanovic, and I think I'm missing one number out there currently on the floor for Midwest. About 17 minutes to go, just 3 minutes into this game.
Oh, Eduardo Mendez is on the court as well, number 21.
For Midwest United. We're going to have a kick in for Shoreline here, essentially a corner. See what they can get out of it. Cervantes so comfortable with his feet. We see him out of goal all the time. And that pass from Brandon Gomez, much behind Vincenzo Padilla. This long one goes to all the way to the hands of Miguel Cervantes. His long distribution bounces out. And, you know, if you tuned in to the first game of the doubleheader, Jinga hosting Innovation City, we actually didn't see a whole lot of long distribution from the keepers in that game.
No, we didn't, which is a little surprising. Typically, when you have less experienced teams offensively and inability to really create offense, you'll see a lot of that long distribution, but we didn't see a lot of it from either team.
I think we might see that today. Jose Vicario and Cervantes, no stranger to very well thought out and solid distributions involved in the game for their team, much more than just a shot blocker. This one gets turned over in favor of Shoreline, and now it is Cervantes in the pink there. Oh, but Matt Jackson, bad turnover. Can they capitalize? No. Midwest United, number 21.
Eduardo
Mendez couldn't do what he wanted to with that dangerous counterattack, and Shoreline escape early.
Jared, speaking of that distribution, last season Jose Vicario actually led the league in assists for goals.
Wow, that tells you something. Here's Matt Jackson inside to Gomez, gets it back. Now all the way across, that was a dangerous pass there into the hands of Vicario. He restarts early, a long one. Damir Sabanovic fighting for it, he gets it, trying to beat Cervantes. Cervantes goes to ground.
It's a little interesting. It sure looked like Sabanovic just had a two-handed push to the back of Danny Mazargos, but it was uncalled. And you can see Chris Mendez voicing some frustration with why that was not called a foul.
Here comes the corner for Midwest. Ball inside, blocked. There's three Shoreline players you so often see when you set up for a corner, protecting that middle. Now it goes all the way up to the half line. Here is Montañez. Over to the sideline, dribbling in the middle. Shoreline is there. Nearly giveaway to Shoreline. In the early goings here, about 5 minutes in, both teams kind of jostling for a foothold in the game. Midwest with the advantage on possession time so far. Now we are seeing the starting lineup for Shoreline back in.
As well as Brandon Edwards with an appearance here. He's somebody that Cody Harrell really talked about is going to be just a glue player for them. Somebody that is so strong defensively and understanding how to play the appropriate role needed for this team, especially getting into a line with Alex Mendez and Chris Mendez, who are just so strong on the ball. Sometimes you just have to be able to find space.
That one to the hand of Cervantes, didn't really challenge him. Donny Mendez wanted a handball. He is going to get it.
Fortunately for him, they did get the call because it was a very late call, a delayed whistle to be sure. And that's one of those things where you want to see Aldoni keep his composure a little more, because if that call doesn't go his way, he's not set up defensively at all to prevent the attack.
Yeah, Cervantes would have been all by himself in a 1v keeper. So deep in their own territory, Midwest. Oh, that one could have been very valuable. Have they been able to collect it? And we're seeing Jorge Saldanas for the first time, number 8 for Midwest. Jostling for position with Aldoni Mendez, and it's going to stay with Midwest.
Yeah, and much like we were just talking about Brandon Edwards, the glue of Shoreline City, expected to be that defensive stalwart. Jorge Saldana, same thing for Midwest United. So much of the testament of like the structured defense.
Hasevich! Oh, what a
snuck
shot!
One by. Unbelievable. You know, when we talk about why he is so incredible as a player, it's his ability to find spaces and create this opportunity seemingly out of nothing. It seems like he has a terrible angle there, but he just beats Cervantes over his left shoulder near post. Fantastic placement.
So Midwest strike first, and they have the first goal of the match. And looks like they just got whistled for another foul there. I didn't see who it was on, but Midwest now with 2 to their name. Oh, Chris Mendez. And a whistle. A bit confusing. Was it against Midwest again?
Yeah, it looks like it was a foul against Midwest, but kind of confusing why. I mean, Chris Mendez had a really good shot there, so at the least play advantage
you would
in
think,
that situation.
Yeah. Well, here is Chris Mendez standing over a two-man wall. Alex Mendez at the back post. He was trying to beat Vicario to the upper 90. Ambitious.
A great save.
Great save. Oh, Chris Mendez is wide open. He just can't quite handle it on the corner, but he would have had an open look from the top of the arc. Midwest get it going again. It's Hasevich in the back, the lone goal scorer. Oh, Anthony Leon, uncharacteristic of him to let that one roll under his foot. Shoreline with possession. Chris Mendez. Now Genzel Rodriguez. Midwest United in a high man press. Ball to the middle. Alex Mendez was looking for Rodriguez, and Vicario has to slide out, kept in by Rodriguez, and Vicario gets back, the double slide, one after the other.
Fantastic anticipation from Vicario, and he can't quite make the stop on Rodriguez, but he sticks with it to hold him at bay. Really great flick right there, just back heel flick from Alex Mendez to even create that opening to begin with.
So Shoreline still on the offense. We take a look at that save from Vicario again.
Yeah, Mendez
got the
was
first
lurking in a dangerous area right there.
Yeah. Hasevich now goes long. Header in. Looking for Saldanas. Cervantes meets it first. Rodriguez mishits that one. It looks like it was out first. So Midwest with a kick in. They go quickly. Down goes Hasevich. Foul whistle against Alex Mendez. He can't believe it. So Shoreline gets there first.
Yeah, you know, that's going to be one of the challenges, too, for Alex Mendez. He's a bigger guy, and it's almost like that Shaq effect in the NBA, where your size sometimes will just create a lot of physicality unnecessarily, like you're just basic movements, nothing intentional. And he did just plow over Fikret Hasevich, but I mean he literally just turned around and did it.
Here comes the free kick. Hasevich went for goal. Nothing really there. Cervantes rapidly distributes. Chris Mendez with it, number 9. Well, now up the floor trying to turn was number 8, Vincenzo Padilla. Midwest gained possession. Saldanas under pressure. Hasevich working with him down the line. Doesn't stay in. Chris Mendez keeps it and finds Gomez. Brandon Gomez looking for the pivot spot, not in sync with his teammates up the floor. Aero Montañez trying to work down the sideline against Jonathan Fuentes. And the attack for Midwest goes across the end line, and Cervantes will redistribute. We see substitute occur for Shoreline. Matt Jackson on the floor, he's got it here. Up top, first time we were seeing. Oh no, that's not the first time.
Really great play right there. They were able to find a lot of space in behind the line. Great effort from Matt Jackson just to flick it over the top first time.
Coach Cody Harrell for Shoreline City, bringing his team into the FCS as one of the newcomers this year. You mentioned he got a lot of his squad from a street soccer team called Guatemala, but trying to see how that kind of translates onto the futsal floor.
You know, the thing that's interesting, so a lot of those players that we did talk about did play for Guatemala, but it actually predates his experience with some of these team members predates that all the way back to the Muskegon Risers. And so that's a semi-professional indoor arena team. And there's actually a lot of players off of Midwest United and Ole Futsal Club that play for the Muskegon Risers as well. So there's a lot of futsal not only in the Grand Rapids area but in Muskegon as well.
Fighting for it was Danny Mazarigos, and Shoreline will keep possession. Aldoni Mendez to put it back in. Matt Jackson first time, and it's too wide for number 77, Brandon Gomez. Midwest want space there for the kick. They're going to get it, and here they go. Shoreline applying high pressure. Midwest breaks it for the time being. Opportunity far post. Cervantes covering it cleanly.
Yeah, really great opportunity, but there wasn't anyone making the back post run. You'd expected Eduardo Mendez to be in a better position there. Either way, Cervantes read it perfectly and understood where to be.
Aldoni Mendez carrying up the court, finding his team in a dangerous position. Matt Jackson makes it very undangerous.
You know,
quickly.
We talked about Gio Garcia playing more. It looks like today he is our head coach for Midwest United. Hector Fernandez, the coach, was unable to. There's a conflict with some MLS Next, which is actually one of the things why we're not seeing some of the players for both of these teams. We talk about one of the young talents for Shoreline City, Carlos Santillas. He is actually playing MLS Next as well, so he wasn't able to be here tonight.
Kick save from Vicario. That one could have snuck by him, but he had the technique right. He's going to face a shot from Aldoni, and he turns it aside.
Yeah, that's one of the things you're going to expect to see out of Aldoni is just taking early shots, putting pressure, and just making the goalkeeper have to make the save. Put it on frame. He does that well.
And here comes Miguel Cervantes flying up. Aldoni Mendez with it. He's got a great chance here. Vicario gets his body in the way.
Yeah,
wow.
Once again, Mendez testing Vicario, making Vicario answer the questions, save the ball, prevent the goal.
And you think Aldoni Mendez getting into that space on the court with the space he had, you got to think it's a better chance that's finding the back of the net than not.
Yeah, absolutely. But again, look, Vicario was one of the outstanding goalkeepers for all of last season, arguably the best outside of Frankie Mendoza, potentially Emerson Main. I think the three of them, throw them in a room, who knows who the best is right there.
Shoreline now resetting play, getting Cervantes involved with his feet. He goes high up the court. They keep possession. Midwest tracking back. Ball bouncing around at the near post. Kick save for Jose Vicario. He denied Brandon Gomez.
Yeah, and Brandon Gomez had an outstanding showcase in the one match that the Mendez brothers were not able to play in. Brandon Gomez ended up with 5 goals.
Corner kick in. Pasovic heads it out, but it's at the foot of Aldoni Mendez. Toe poke blocked. Here comes a corner for Shoreline. Aldoni to take it. He finds Matt Jackson. Jackson leaves it. Maybe a little miscommunication there. Cervantes wasn't quite up high the court as you might expect. Toe poke. Well wide for number 5, Danny Mazarigos. Again, under the foot of Anthony Leon.
That's the second time that we've seen him do that tonight.
Wow.
Very uncharacteristic for him to not effectively trap the ball.
And I think we have another kick, well, not another, a kick violation.
Yeah, first one.
First one of the day.
Another one today.
Another one today.
First one of this game, second one of the day.
If you're not familiar with the rules of futsal when it comes to kick-ins, the ball must be stationary and on the line when you kick it in. Body to the floor for Shoreline, no call. Vicario tries to clear it, but it's blocked by Brandon Edwards. Some of the first action he's getting for Shoreline tonight. Hasevich to put it back in for Midwest. Gio Garcia using Vicario. Vicario not much choice, but just to get it away.
Yeah, and sometimes it's very fortuitous to do that. You just allow time for your defense to reset and reorganize.
Ball from Chris Mendez too high for Brandon Edwards. Vicario will restart. Halfway through the first half, Midwest on top 1-0 on a nice strike from Fikret Hasevich, beating Cervantes to the near post. But neither team with a clear upper hand in this one. Both have had some chances. Here's Alex Mendez staying strong with it. Thought he was pushed. He's still grabbing.
I mean, I'm a
Gio
little
Garcia
surprised
on
he
the far
didn't get
side.
a foul there. Yeah, I mean, he was manhandling Garcia after that. He thought he got a foul call. But again, that kind of goes into the Shaq effect we were talking about earlier. When you have a bigger body type, sometimes it's going to require more for a foul to be called for you and less for a call to be called against you.
Shoreline getting it all the way to the corner. Cervantes is up. They have 5 on the attack. Vicario, can he take advantage? Definitely not. You know, I say definitely not, but he scored one.
He did
in the
score last
FCS
season.
Tour
Yeah.
to seal their win.
Yeah, so he's definitely capable of it. Not right there, though.
Here comes Garcia. His shot blocked by Chris Mendez. And that was a golden chance for Vicario.
It really was.
Cervantes had no chance to get back.
Yeah, I'm a little surprised it wasn't a little closer.
Midwest setting up the defensive attack now. Alex Mendez back to Chris Mendez. Now Midwest the other way. They got a 3v2 advantage. Hasevich with it. Lays it off for Gio Garcia. Oh, he had
Alan Lemus on the back
Lemus.
post. Yeah, really great structure and organization on that play, but Shoreline snuffed it out.
corner for Midwest. Gio Garcia off the volley. Wow, that one was exciting. How about Alex Mendez getting through the line?
Yeah, good recovery from Garcia there to shut that down. Shoreline wins the corner. Great volley attempt right there, forcing the save. Cervantes using his body to protect the goal.
Alex Mendez trots over to the bench for a quick sub, and Shoreline City is going to receive a 4-second count. Just really poor management of your possession, your corner.
Yeah, you know, it's frustrating to see it happen. Sometimes that's kind of the transition too when you got indoor soccer players coming to futsal, is just understanding some of the disparities in the rules and some of the changes. So at any point, they can go ahead and substitute, but that does not prevent the clock from starting for the corner kick-in.
That ball out of the reach of Alan Lemus. Chris Mendez will start it back up for Shoreline.
And you can see Cody Harrell is having a conversation with the officials trying to understand the rule, but they actually got the rule right there.
Shoreline on the attack. Two Midwest defenders collapsing. They thought it should have been their ball. But Shoreline will have the corner. Chris Mendez awaits at the top in the middle. Vincenzo Padilla. Brandon Gomez in the far post. It comes to Cervantes coming across half line. You know, he's come across a few times. He's had a little bit of kind of like a spacing and number advantage impact, but he hasn't had a huge impact coming forward yet.
No, not yet. And that's one of the biggest differences between the way he plays and Vicario plays. So even though Vicario was the assist leader last year, the vast majority of those assists came from his own half, whereas Cervantes is very comfortable coming into the opponent's half.
Mazarigos was just a step away from having a one-time chance, just a couple meters from Vicario, but it was out of his reach. Now here comes Midwest, good chance. Cervantes meets it. I think that's Chava Aldama who had the opportunity. Inside, Gio Garcia blows it well over the bar.
You just got to love the creativity out of Midwest United, even just creating some of these chances with quick movement, precision passing. They're really testing Cervantes a lot here, although that shot was high and wide.
Good defense there from Midwest United. They'll clear back for Shoreline to restart. Just 4 fouls called at this point in the game. And honestly, I kind of expected for there to be some more fouls, and you know, just because of the emotion and physicality of these teams. Oh, look at this. Brandon Gomez denied by Vicario. Wow.
What a save. Sliding, knee save. Fantastic effort from Vicario.
What an opportunity for Shoreline. Again, Gomez going for the near post. It's not there. Looks like it came out first, so it will be a kick in on the near side. Trying to turn with it. Midwest in the middle, they lose it. Shoreline can't really settle possession. Midwest looking for a ball long up the court. Defended well. Midwest put it into play. Turning the corner now to the back post. Chava Aldama. Did he get back and get that? Yes, he did.
Yeah, good recovery from Aldama. Poor effort to finish. Raul Montañez has made a fantastic play. You know, you want to make that pass to the back foot and really give your teammate an opportunity just to slide it home first time, but Aldama was not able to handle it.
Midwest are able to work it up. How about this back post? A pretty goal. Raul Montañez doubles the lead.
Look, Aldama could not handle the pass to put it away himself, so he said, you know what, Montañez, I'm going to give it back to you, Raul. With a little back heel flick, just roll over, give it back to him. Montañez sliding it home.
Just outside of the outstretched leg of Cervantes. Not in a bad position. Blocked a little bit by his defender. But it really probably, you know, we saw quite a few goals in the earlier match today. What, a total of 10 in that game? So 12 goals. That's the best one we've seen yet.
Oh, yeah, and it's not just the goal itself that was really fantastic. It was the build-up play.
Exactly.
It was how Raul Montañez played with Aldama really to create that. And they both had little cheeky passes to each other even to create to begin with.
Alex Mendez now gives it away. And Shoreline looked to spark something in these last 5 minutes or so. Oh, wow. Midwest could have had a 1v keeper opportunity there. Again with Chava Aldama. But if you're at Shoreline City, down 2, it's not an immeasurable amount to be down by. But you'd like to see something on the scoreboard for yourself before the half is over.
Yeah, they've had a good opportunities, but they just have not been able to finish them. So as much as they made it competitive, they need to put it to the back of the net to have any chance to win this game.
Cervantes had to go up for that one. On the chance for Midwest, and they're going to have a corner kick here. As Hasevic re-enters, you see him number 10 right there on your screen. One of the goal scorers for today. He's calling for it. Here he is, 1v1 with Chris Mendez. Takes a shot. He finds the back post. Midwest 3, Shoreline City 0.
Oh, and he's got Shoreline City just wrapped up in frustration, complaining. And
He said,
yeah,
I'm
Chris
here.
Mendez, he was there, but he got Meg. And, you know, that's the tough part about it is I expected Hasovic to take that shot first time, and I think Mendez did too, but he didn't. And once he took that first touch, it looked like Mendez kind of calmed down a little bit, like he wasn't going to shoot it, but Hasovic read it perfectly and had great placement on that ball, not only to Mendez, but to find the back corner.
So timeout called by Shoreline City here. You can see Matt Jackson. You can see Alex Mendez talking with their team. Not happy with how things are going so far. But you know what might make you happy? If you need a marketing partner and you choose Ally Marketing. Ally Marketing is the official sponsor of the FCS, the official marketing partner. If you're looking for marketing business that would treat you like a friend and not like a number in their balance book, check out allymarketing.us. Ally Marketing is the official marketing partner of the FCS. I said that like 3 times.
3 times.
So if you don't get it by now, let's be friends.
Yeah, and Ally Marketing does a lot of the work for the FCS. I mean, look at those logos right there. If you were a fan last season and watched some of the games and you're checking them out now, checking out the difference of our graphics and our presentation, a lot of that has to do with Ally Marketing.
So Shoreline City taking all the time in this timeout. Midwest United ready to go again. Coach Cody Harrell trying to get their team back into this, giving up 2 quick goals after being down just 1-0. You can see they're not happy with how things are going. If you're a player in that huddle, what do you think you're hearing from Coach Cody?
Yeah, it's just settle down. Settle down. We're playing well. Maintain structure defensively. Let's not lose focus and composure here. The last thing they need to be doing is fighting each other on the court and expressing frustration in that way. They need to just help each other play tighter.
Hasovic gets the takeaway, but not able to get anything behind that shot. All the way up to Alex Mendez inside right to Midwest. Hasovic, can he get it down the line? He thought he got fouled. And the answer is no on both of those questions. Cervantes pass midcourt. Has a 5th attacker down in the corner. Alex Mendez, can he turn? Saldanas is there, Vicario's there. Corner kick for Shoreline. Or no. Alex Mendez thought it was a corner, but it was a keeper restart in the eyes of the 2 men in blue. Saldanas now finds Hasovic. Light pressure from Shoreline. Ball into Alan Lemus. His turn is blocked, but he gets a kicking out of it. Leaves it for Anthony Leone. His chance blocked. Hasovic looking up the floor, finds Saldanas. Too far for him. Now Shoreline the other way quickly. Chris Mendez space down the line. Puts it into the middle. It's just behind Janziel Rodriguez. He had held his run there just a bit. That would have been a fantastic opportunity.
You know, it's one of the challenges. You always want to make that back post run, but when the defense shuts down the back post run, you have to recognize it, and Janziel didn't recognize it in time to slow the run down, just to hold it up, because that was a perfectly placed pass for where the defense was.
Midwest able to get that one out. We go under 4 to play here. Cervantes again, high up the floor. His shot outside of the net.
Dangerous. It looked like it went in, but he hit the side netting.
You can't see us in the studio, but Gerard kind of went back a little bit. Thought maybe he found the back of the net, but he found the side. But Midwest could be finding the back of the net again. No, Alan Lemus much too far. Chris Mendez dribbles it out of bounds. Hasevich puts it back in quickly. Now here's Saldanas. Oh, Hasevich with the meg on Chris Mendez. Can he keep going? It's a little too strong. Alex Mendez with the long one. It's right at his foot for number 2, Janzel Rodriguez. But his angle not great. Attempt on goal the same. Vicario direct up to Hasevich. All defended there by Jonathan Cifuentes. Coach Cody Harrell of Shoreline City trying to get his boys to the locker room without conceding another one and hoping to put one on the board for himself. They were able to slow the bleeding after 2 quick goals. Wow, that one had a funky bounce to it.
Yeah, it did, and that's a dangerous effort right there. And it's one of the things they absolutely cannot let another goal in, and they need to try to regain some momentum here.
Saldanas thought he got fouled. No call. The Midwest do have possession in the back. Hasevich and Lemus can't combine, and they give it away. Alex Mendez goes down, doesn't get the call, does get it afterwards.
A little late.
The trip.
Yeah, a little late. I thought for a second they weren't going to call it either, and Mendez would have lost it if they did not make that call.
So 4th foul against Midwest United. That was, he clearly stuck out his legs to trip the Midwest player. I think it was Hasevich.
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't argue if he would have cautioned him right there, and I think it would have been well warranted as well.
So 2.5 to go. Free kick in a dangerous area for Shoreline. Cervantes up the floor as a 5th attacker. Chris Mendez at the corner near post. Padilla was trying to blast it right through Vicario's chest.
He must not know Vicario well, because that ball was not getting through.
He's not getting through. The laws of physics said no. Now Midwest working in at the back post. Alan Lemus. Oh, man.
Oh, just a step too slow. Lemus wants that one back. He wishes he could have got on the end of that ball.
Very easily would have been 4-0. Shoreline escape. Matt Jackson up the sideline to Gomez. Turns it over, but now right back at his foot. Jackson chasing it down. Vicario's going to beat him there, and he clears it.
Yeah, Vicario's not waiting to play any games with Matt Jackson. He just clears it out quickly.
Down the line goes Gomez. Looks like the ball was out of bounds. Or was it not yet in a handball? Corner kick is what it looks like. Corner kick, Shoreline. Now Gomez with the shot. Jackson the follow-up. The defense from number 19, Damir Sabanovic. Enough to keep Shoreline at bay for now. Jackson puts it in. Cervantes once again across half. Brandon Gomez with the shot. Collected by Vicario. Vicario won it. They're going to get a caution here for Matt Jackson. Getting in the way.
Yeah, not surprised. You know, it is a smart play from Jackson, though, because with Cervantes being out of goal, it's a really dangerous effort to allow Vicario to do it. So it's a tactical foul. Well worth a caution for Jackson to prevent another goal.
Midwest up the court, they lose it. Now Shoreline takes over. Right back to Midwest. Jackson and Sabanovic competing for it. Goes in the favor of Shoreline City. And a faulty kick in for Jackson. Ball still moving, so another turnover.
It's really weird, though. The signal the referee gave was the signal for an accumulated foul. I don't see any reason to think that it was not a kick-in violation, but
no, I think they just kind of look similar. Ball is rolling versus accumulated foul. You both kind of do this little, little motion there.
Is there a symbol for the ball is rolling?
I mean,
I don't think
that's
that
probably
there
why
is.
he said it's this. Like it's just the ball is rolling. Like it's in the human dictionary of gestures. Ball rolling. It just is this. I don't. Midwest take over. Ball at the top of the arc. Jackson is on it. He wins it. No help. He goes down. Wants a foul. Not going to get it.
Oh, a little surprised. It did look like he got tripped from behind.
Midwest go quickly as we have less than 30 seconds approximately. We're controlling the clock from our studio here in Lansing, so we might be off a little bit either way. Shoreline trying to make the most of it. Shot. Fingertip of Vicario, saving a possible goal near the end of this half. Net got dislodged. Momentary break to reset that. Jackson lines up to take this corner for Shoreline. Ball in, Brandon Gomez, back post. Header is off the mark for Danny Mazarigos.
Creative play. I mean, he had a really good angle on goal. If he can put that header on target there, that's got a good opportunity to catch Vicario off guard.
Final moments of the first half. Shoreline City have it with Brandon Gomez, Miguel Cervantes up the floor. Still some time left on the clock in the arena. We know just as much as you do at home about that. Knocking the ball back and forth with this one-man advantage. Cervantes being up the floor. Vicario grabs it. And
looks like
what
we have a
happened
foul.
here?
Foul on Sabonis.
Damir Sabanovic, I think, is getting whistled for it.
Yeah, and it looks like it is outside of the penalty area, and it is their 5th foul.
Yeah, so that is 5 fouls for Midwest United.
And we're in bonus time right now. This is like stoppage time. You never know how long we're going to play. Just keep going.
Just keep going.
But you can't stop it now. We got a free kick in a dangerous area, and this is a direct free kick, so it can go straight into the goal. Tight angle, though.
Very tight angle. Jackson stands over it. He's got Padilla at the top of the arc. He clears out looking for, I think that was Cifuentes. Ended up taking the shot. All the way back to Cervantes. He throws it long. Surely just seconds remaining. Now an opportunity for Shoreline City, and that does it. At the half, Midwest United on the road here in Muskegon, and they're up 3-0. We're going to take a quick break, and around the corner is the Ally Marketing Halftime Show. You're watching the Futsal Champion Series on FCS Live. that was one thing that we saw when they would go on the road. Not only did they sometimes were missing some players, but even when they had some of their key players, they had Costa Wells, they had Davide Poche, when they went on the road, and it wasn't a close game.
You know, I want to say that I could see them winning it all and advancing far in the playoffs, but I think the bold prediction is that they're going to miss out on the playoffs.
I would agree with that statement. And, you know, so those two players, Alex Mendez, Aldoni Mendez, they have a lot of futsal talent, you know, according to the standards of this league. I had a chance to play with both of them at Lansing City. They made a difference on our team when they were on the team and when they weren't. And so they have skill and talent in that way.
You're watching the Futsal Champion Series on FCS Live.
Welcome to the Ally Marketing Halftime Show. Ally Marketing, let's be friends.
Welcome to the Ally Marketing Halftime Show here at the break. Midwest United on the road with the lead, 3-0 up over Shoreline City. Gerard, what did you feel like was the difference in that first half?
Fikret Hasovic.
Fikret Hasovic. You talked about him at the beginning, too.
I did, yeah, and he's really outstanding, and he's just showing up tonight in a really great way. But it's not just him. I mean, it's really the structure of Midwest United. They understand how to play together so great. And we talk about that goal from Raul Montañez. It wasn't just Raul. It was really his play and his creative movement with Chava Aldama. And we saw a lot of that. Aldama has 2 assists. Hasovic has 2 goals. So they're playing really well together. And for me, no real surprises. Like that's what I expected to see out of Midwest United. I thought they would win tonight, and they're playing strong. Shoreline is showing that they understand how to play the game at a high level, but right now Midwest United is showing their class.
Well, Shoreline City, I think issues for them right now. I think fitness is an issue for them. I think we're not seeing some of their better players in the court as much. I think a player like Chris Mendez, he's used to being on Olay, and he has much less supporting cast right now. And I think you can see that it's different for him, with that. And I think they have some individual talent, but it's like putting it together on the futsal court. They don't really look like they're in good form right now.
But here's the thing, right? Because they're down 3-0. Vicario has 13 saves.
13 saves.
13 saves. And so, when we look at what happened in the first game today, and we talk about some of the goalkeeper errors and mistakes, Vicario's an outstanding goalkeeper. And so, as much as I agree with you about those points with Shoreline City, if you take away the tremendous effort from Vicario, Shoreline City's in this game. Right? I mean, a couple of those goals go in. We saw Alex Mendez have a couple of good shots. Aldoni Mendez have a good shot. Chris Mendez, we saw a couple of balls come through that were close to being good opportunities. They're just 1 or 2 steps off. So I really think Shoreline City is being competitive in this match, and they're not too far off, even despite some of the fitness or the potential, I would say even perceived lack of depth.
And I think for Shoreline City as well, I should say Midwest United, I think they have had the majority of possession, and I think they're kind of in control a little bit. I think if they continue to put the pressure on and play good defense, Vicario does well, I think they're going to win this game. Shoreline City way back in, I think, is either on an individual play by Alex Mendez or Aldoni Mendez creating a chance, or they take full advantage of Cervantes flying up the court, and they have not been punished yet for it.
They haven't been. They almost
very
did.
Close.
They almost did. One time, a wayward shot by Vicario, and then the second time, Matthew Jackson was forced into getting a caution to prevent an attempt on goal. And so Cervantes is somebody that does like to come out of net and play aggressively, and he's shown some capability of being on the ball, and he had a couple of good shots as well. I thought there was a shot that he had that went in, but it hit the side netting.
So for the second half, that's going to be coming up in just a couple of minutes. If you missed our first game of the day, that was the match between Jinga and Innovation City. Jinga ended up winning that game 8-2 in pretty commanding fashion.
Yeah, and really it is very indicative of everything they did last season. So at home, full roster availability. They tend to be very controlling in games, and they did the same thing here against Innovation City. So it's very much what I had expected going into the match. Innovation City, we didn't really know too much what to expect out of them talent-wise, but we knew there was a lot of soccer talent coming in to play futsal, and that it would take them some time to really ramp into it. And you can see, just watching the first match today to this match right here, the first half between Midwest United and Shoreline City, you can see the difference of what it looks like for players that have been around futsal for decades compared to players that may have been around futsal for a couple of months.
And, you mentioned about Jinga in that game performing well at home. I think, we mentioned their real test is going to be next week when they play Lansing City away here in Lansing. But they did face what looked to be a pretty weak Innovation City side. And so Innovation City, they're also going to be back at it next week. They're going to be at home. They're facing Detroit Imperial. So they definitely have work to do in the next week.
They do, yeah. And I would expect more of the same from Detroit Imperial next week. it's encouraging to see Innovation City get the results that they got in the Tour and Akron, but I didn't anticipate all of that translating very much into the FCS because of how much more talented the FCS is compared to the teams that were at the FCS Tour in Akron.
All right, we're going to take you out onto the court for the second half kick. We got an exciting one here. It's 3-0. Midwest are pressing in. Shoreline trying to find a way back into momentum. Let's take you onto the court right now. Here we go as we get set for half number 2. Teams not switching sides. You'll still see the Midwest gray going left to right and the Shoreline black going right to left. Aldoni Mendez stands in the center to kick it off, and here we are off and away. Looks to be the starting lineup for both sides as we get started for half number 2.
Oh, and it looks like Vicario is taking the second half off. That's Marco Navarez.
Yeah. Navarez. Yeah, I think we saw him, was it in the Tour?
Mm-hmm. He got a little action in the Tour. He was solid in goal. Nothing really comes to mind as it being like a huge opportunity.
Oh, wow.
Talking about opportunities. Wow, Cervantes almost got punished for being out of the net.
That's something that we have seen him do all game long. He likes it. It's a part of his game. He comes out of net to be a court player a lot. But so far, it has, well, it has been 0-0 both ways. Neither team have gotten advantage off of it, but he has been very close to being punished. Now Midwest going down the sideline. Alex Mendez is able to stop him, and he gains possession as well. Chris Aldoni with 2 players around him, and the whistle's going to blow. First foul of the second half goes to Midwest United. Alex Mendez to put this one in for Shoreline. Finding Chris Mendez in the middle. Taken away by Anthony Leon. 1v keeper space. Cervantes meets him at the top of the arc.
Yeah, fantastic effort from Cervantes there to be out as far as he possibly could be to stop that attack. Because, you know, as soon as Anthony Leon got the ball in that area, you thought for sure it was going to the back of the net.
That one got by multiple players. Now Cervantes will put it back into play. He's only got 4 seconds to get it in. He's just got to get rid of it. Gio Garcia comes over and hits it out of bounds. Now Aldoni Mendez gets grabbed. There's going to be a card.
There it is. That
here.
was, again, really late. It's a little confusing why it's so delayed on that. I just don't understand why.
So we're going to see a yellow card going against Midwest United. I think there's actually I think to answer your question, Gerard, there's a slight audio delay from the video. So when we hear the whistle, it's not necessarily when it actually happened. And I think that is the answer to some of what seem like delayed whistles that we've seen in this game. I don't know if you guys are hearing that at home, but us here in the studio, our audio is a little bit behind the video. Now Chris Mendez gets it going. Cervantes already up the floor, 5 attackers for Shoreline. Alex Mendez in the corner. Gio Garcia's there. Mendez gets around him. Did he keep it in? He did. Now Hazovic looking to punish.
Yeah,
Chris
and that's
Mendez
exactly what you need from your pivot in these situations. Or Fixo, sorry.
Well done from Marco Narvaez.
Yeah, when Cervantes comes out a goal like that and he's creating that opportunity when they lose possession, Mendez playing as the Fixo in that situation, just absolute fantastic understanding of how to protect the goal and where to be in that moment.
Out of bounds, last touch by Midwest United. Deep in the attacking zone. Shoreline get a kick. Oh, top of the arc. Great save. Marco Narvaez with his second save of the half. Chris Mendez collects up the floor, faced up by Figred Hasovic, takes it inside. Little grab there, Anthony Leon thwarts the pass. His pass to Hasovic behind him, but Anthony Leon finds it. Wow. Top shelf, number 22, Alan Lemus puts Midwest up by 4.
Just the movement right there is just so incredible to see the way that Anthony Leon, Figred Hasovic, and Alan Lemus play together. You just look at the build-up here. Hasovic kept that ball in play, really tight angle, made the pass to Anthony Leon, and Lemus knew exactly where to be, where he needed to position himself to not just make the back post run, but to understand what the opening from the defense gave him.
And really good placement, too, at the end.
Yeah, great effort.
Went up to the ceiling for goal number 4. And the home side, Shoreline City, have fallen deeper into the hole.
Yeah, Midwest United so far is showing us exactly why they were finalists the last 2 seasons in FCS.
Danny Mazarigos off the header. I thought that might have been closer, not as close as I thought. Now Matt Jackson with a toe poke. He finds Brandon Gomez. Far post. Shoreline around the board.
Yeah, great effort right there from Shoreline City, showing that classic futsal knowledge. Post a man up on the back post and just get it close to the goal. Great placement right there.
Got by 2 Midwest defenders.
Yeah, just beats the defense. Catches him sleeping on the back post as Gomez.
What's going on here? A couple of whistles. Is that a foul against Shoreline, it looks like? I thought we were going to take another look at the goal for a second there. It's just,
really good. I mean, it's one of the things we talk about with Matthew Jackson. You know, that was a shot on goal, but when you put that shot toward the back post, what you do is you just open up the goal and create a wider opportunity for yourself, having Gomez there protecting kind of the back post. So great effort right there. Classic futsal move.
Opportunity for Midwest. They go across the court, right back, up to Peeble spot, Damir Sabanovic. Jostled off possession. Asking for space is number 2, Denzel Rodriguez. Deep in his own corner. Shoreline able to relieve the pressure. Here's Matt Jackson. Nice touch from Brandon Gomez, except it was too far for him. Now a restart here. That shot well over for Denzel Rodriguez. Substitutes coming on for Midwest. Just 1, but 3 more waiting. Wrong distribution. Midwest are going to wind up with a kick-in deep in attacking territory.
You know, earlier we talked about Detroit Imperial doing their own scouting with Innovation City and Jenga, and we got Grand Rapids Futsal represented and Ole Futsal Club in the house coming out. Cesar Alayo, Mose Crawford doing some scouting here of their opponents with Midwest United and Shoreline City playing.
Shoreline up the floor. Brandon Gomez with his back to goal. Good defense there by Midwest United. Taking it up the floor. It's just all the way to Cervantes. He gets it started very quickly. Now time and space for Shoreline in the back. About 5 minutes away in the second half. 1 goal apiece scored in this half. Midwest whistled for their 3rd foul of the half.
Yeah, Midwest is picking up some fouls here, and it's one of the things that really penalized them last season and made games tough. As you can see right there in the view, Mose Crawford and Cesar Alayo. It looks like Gabe Villagomez is with them as well. As Matthew Jackson lines up to take this shot. 3 fouls with 15 minutes to go. It's a dangerous position to be in.
Cervantes up the floor as a 5th attacker for Shoreline. Jackson can't quite time that one well, and it goes out for a Midwest kick. Play restarts through Saldanas. And it's going to go all the way up to Cervantes' hands. Now Brandon Gomez, low pressure from Midwest. Content to stay right around the half line. Much more safe approach, potentially safe approach in their defensive end. Turn it over to Shoreline, get it right back. A Meg for, I think that was number 22 from Midwest, Alan Lemus. Matt Jackson, no, it's number 21. He's not on our roster sheet.
Oh, it's Eduardo Mendez. You know, we haven't talked about Eduardo Mendez a lot tonight, but he's a player that Hector Fernandez spoke very highly of. He's a player that played with Gabe Villagomez and Isaiah Meyer back in the ABK days on the youth teams, and it was said that he was one of those standout players that, you know, to expect a lot out of coming this season.
Shot here coming from number 15, Raul Montañez. Thought he got a deflection. He is going to get one. Cervantes disagrees. Corner for Midwest. Saldanas waiting up at the point. Ball across for Anthony Leon, but no teammate there. They get a touch. Did. Another corner for Midwest. Saldanas setting the pick for Hasovic. Takes a shot. Chris Mendez gets in the way. Off the corner again, Anthony Leon to Hasovic. Montañez, excuse me, that's Lemus. Has a chance again. Across the face of goal, Jorge Saldanas puts it away.
Just another fantastic example of really what makes Midwest United a great team. They really understand how to play together so well. Fantastic effort from Alan Lemus to create that opportunity. Jorge Saldanas knew exactly where to position himself.
Right between 2 sliding defenders, including the goalkeeper. Saldanas puts it away, increases the lead back to 4. Alvarez puts it long. Getting around Chris Mendez towards Saldanas in the middle. It's not there. Can Shoreline counter? West got back very quickly. Stepping up is Saldanas. He takes it away. Sliding Chris Mendez puts that attack to an end. 13:33 on the clock. Lemus to put this one back in play. He leaves it for Anthony Leon. And that attempt at putting the ball back into play just wasn't it. Padilla now to Chris Mendez. Cervantes already pushing up the floor as a fifth attacker. Into the corner goes Shoreline City. Narvaez is there. He's trying to go for goal. It's wide into the hands of Miguel Cervantes. Cifuentes with Chris Mendez. Alex Mendez trying to turn. Hasevich is there on him. Ball gets by the defenders towards Chris Mendez, but Midwest the other way. Nice work from Anthony Leon. Gets it back just over the bar. He wants a touch, wants a corner. Not going to get it.
Yeah, it looked like it was just high and wide the target. But another creative pass from Alan Lemus to even create the opening for that shot.
Here's Aldoni Mendez. Haven't seen a whole lot of him this half. Oh, back post. This is surely a great opportunity. Shoreline put it away. Danny Mazarigos.
Yeah, Mazarigos has been knocking on that door all evening. He finally puts it home. Really good understanding of how to position himself in goal. Great pass right there from Brandon Gomez to set it all up.
Aldoni to Brandon to the back post. Nice touch there.
Yeah, I think if he takes that first time, Navarez is going to go ahead and save it. But it's that first touch and then opening up, giving himself an opportunity to see more of the net that really created that opportunity for himself.
It's kind of hard to tell on when the camera's further away, but those Shoreline City uniforms got the pinstripes on the front.
Yeah, they do.
That black and pink going on. Slide from Cervantes. And he sets up a second goal for Mazarigos, and it's just a 2-goal deficit.
Hey, Mazarigos is out there like, why haven't y'all talked about me tonight? He's putting
They hadn't put it in the back of the net yet.
Yeah, well, here he is. And look at that. Cervantes with the assist coming up. You know, wow, great play from Cervantes. That is not a tackle, steal, assist. That's not something you see often from a goalkeeper, if ever. I don't know if we've ever seen a goalkeeper have a tackle, steal, assist like that, creating a goal.
And during that time, Shoreline City whistled for the foul. And just almost halfway between center line and the arc. So they pick up their second foul. Now all of a sudden we have a 2-goal match. Here's Gio Garcia, back post, got to the foot of Anthony Leon, but Cervantes collects it. Brandon Gomez falls down. A 3v2, Hasevich, Garcia. Touch is not there, and Cervantes goes down. Trips up Garcia on the way. Foul was called. Don't know
Garcia.
who was against.
It looks like it was against Garcia.
It's another one of those, though, where you see it right here. Yeah, he kind of pulled him.
That's a tactical foul.
Yeah.
I'm really surprised that there was no caution.
I mean, Cervantes did go down easy.
He did, but he got, Gio Garcia reached out and pulled him. So, you know, I mean, it's fine not to, but it's a tactical foul. That's what Cervantes is asking about right there. Like, he got pulled from behind. How is that not cautionable offense?
Yeah.
Which I would agree with him.
But once again, though, after the foul, Miguel Cervantes tripping up the person who fouled him. We saw that earlier for, I think it was Alex Mendez. Some retaliation on that. But 4 fouls to 2 now. Oh, to the back post, Hasevich got through clean.
Yeah, what a pretty picture the second half is really setting the table for expectations for both of these teams this season. You're seeing a lot of why there was the talk that there was about Shoreline City. I mean, all those goals that we just saw, all of that effort. Oh, big push right there from Alex Mendez on Raul Montañez. Looks like there's going to be a foul called against Alex Mendez. But all that talk about all the talent, and we were talking about the Mendez brothers and Chris Mendez, but they didn't have anything to do with either of those 2 goals. I know Aldani kind of passed the ball to set up.
Oh, he created that opportunity.
He created
had a lot to do with that goal.
He had a lot to do with it.
Shoreline City now wanting to keep this momentum. They have scored 2 straight. Only about a matter of, it was probably a minute or so game time in between. Alex Mendez with a turn, trying to get one to bounce its way past Marco Navarez.
And, you know, we haven't seen a whole lot of Alex Mendez play with his back to goal. That was one of the things he did really well against Chicago House in the National Showcase.
This one being called back to the sideline.
Yeah, it looks like it was just supposed to be Midwest United's kick in, and Matthew Jackson tried to steal it.
Midwest takes the kick. They'll have another one here. All the way across the floor. And that's a kick in violation on Fikret Hasovic. Ball not stationary or not on the line. Up comes Cervantes again. Shoreline will take the risk. They've been doing it all game long. Aldoni directing traffic. Matt Jackson on the far side. Left foot strike. Looks to be well wide. No trouble for Marco Narvaez. Down goes Hasovic. No call. He collects it back though. Looking for a toe poke, but Aldoni Mendez able to take it. 3v2, Midwest getting back. Back of the foot of Aldoni, and Hasovic is there.
You can see what these goals do for Shoreline City's confidence. They've really, in so many ways, just taken a step up after putting 2 in the back of the net. Just their confidence is through the roof right now.
Aldoni Mendez wants the space marked off for him. Alex Mendez near the top of the arc. Chris Mendez at the half line and at the back post. It's Mazarigos. Chris Mendez strike. Misses wide to the far post. Defense there from Alan Lemus. On the attack again, Chris Mendez strike, block. Narvaez keeping Shoreline out. Now turnover. Hasovic brings Cervantes out of goal, trying to find at the back post. Eduardo Mendez. Shoreline able to get out of it. Down goes Aldoni, no call. Oh, Cervantes, 1-2, and over the net.
Wow, fantastic save from Cervantes, but Raul Montañez to just stay with that and to be able to keep powering through. Very surprised he didn't find a way to put that to the back of the net.
Alex Mendez. Oh, ball bounced to him, and he's upset. He missed that opportunity. Now this is where some things might get a little interesting. We saw pressure from Shoreline City. We saw 2 goals. Now both Alex and Aldoni are off the floor. And really, that spark came when Aldoni Mendez came back on the floor. You know, he hasn't had too many minutes in this second half. But now with him off the floor, how does the flow of this game feel? Referee signals a deflection, last off of Midwest. So with just under 10 to go, Shoreline City will take this kick in near half. Quickly to the near side. Chris Mendez all the way back over. Genzio Rodriguez back to Mendez. Up to the pivot spot. Good possession here from Shoreline. Try to get it across goals, blocked, and they'll have a corner. Rodriguez takes it. Handed off for Gomez. Deflection called. Here comes another corner. Cervantes up the floor. Chris Mendez getting his offense set up. Still trying to direct his teammates to the correct position if he wants them in. Being patient, looking for an opportunity to take advantage of having their keeper up the floor. Well, this is dangerous, Brandon Gomez. But Eduardo Mendez is there for Midwest.
Yeah, great pass from Cervantes just to make that diagonal across the court to find Gomez.
Situation like this, those 2 goals earlier by Mazarigo is huge, allowing Shoreline City to be patient in this flying the keeper play as Cervantes has to get back and use his feet. It's going to be a corner for Midwest.
Oh, wow. Hasevich won the corner. Surprising. I thought it was out on him, but fantastic effort from Hasevich to recover and to save that opportunity.
Ball goes short. Topo inside, not there. Brandon Gomez chased down by Eduardo Mendez. Gomez will take a seat. Rodriguez will take a seat. Alex Mendez back out on the floor. Along with Aldoni. He's got it here. Ball into the corner for Shoreline. Able to get it back out to Aldoni. Inside to Alex. The layoff. Aldoni comes sliding across. And no call there. As the ball gets cleared away, Chris Mendez will put it back into play. Again, Cervantes up the court. 5 attackers for Shoreline City. Creeping in, forcing that defense to shrink. Trying to stay in that zone. Aldoni's in the middle. They want a handball. Not going to get it. Cody Harrell wants it. You see him talking with the official there. They thought it was very clear. We have something going on here. But kind of lost in the mix of that. There was almost a goal for Midwest.
Yeah, just another opportunity for Midwest, catching Cervantes out of goal. Not quite sure what happened off the screen when we followed that attempt. It looks like there was obviously some frustration about not getting a handball.
I think that's the primary discussion. I mean,
yeah,
you saw the referee kind of explaining to Aldoni what he saw and using his arm with, hand motion there. But no handball. I mean, I couldn't tell at all. The angle that we had, couldn't see it. But play goes on. Oh, wow.
Yeah, that's what Miguel Cervantes and Shoreline City are really fortunate to not have been caught giving up any goals with the amount of chances they've given to Midwest United with a completely open net.
Midwest United going to call a timeout here as they try to maintain their 2-goal advantage. Referees sending Shoreline back to their bench. We hope you're enjoying the second half here, but don't miss the third half, which will be coming up next Thursday, every Thursday at 8 p.m.
Every Thursday.
We'll jump on the live podcast here on FCS Live YouTube and talk about all the things that are happening in the league. Only 4 teams beginning their FCS quest this weekend. We'll have more as the weeks go on. Catch the third half Thursdays at 8 p.m. And if you got your phone out, you might as well just check out all the teams in the FCS on social medias, give them a follow. And if you'd like to stay up to date with everything that's happening here on this channel, feel free to hit that subscribe button, just if you want. So Midwest United taking this timeout. We haven't seen a foul in a while. Both teams, are getting, Midwest getting up there, Shoreline at that midpoint. But for Coach Gio Garcia calling this timeout, what do you think he's trying to accomplish with this timeout?
Just to settle down his team, because they were dominating this game, just in complete control of it. And a couple of quick goals from Shoreline City really brought them back in. And I know he didn't call the timeout right after those goals, but it still seemed like United had still control of the game. But just it's been very helter-skelter for them over the last couple of minutes here with the play going back and forth, and we're not seeing really like the composure that we typically would see from Midwest United controlling the game, controlling possession.
I think he was also going over specifics on defending that fifth attacker, since we're going to see it probably a lot more as the time ticks down. On the attack for Midwest United, Anthony Leon puts into play. Alan Lemus, Hasevich now. Looks for a long chip. Alex Mendez gets to it. Carrying it across the half line. Ball gets knocked back to Chris Mendez. Now Alex has Aldoni at the back post trying to find him. Not going to get there on account of Marco Narvaez. Cervantes has a try of his own, takes a deflection. Corner kick coming up. Gio Garcia still coaching his players right there on the sideline, trying to get them in a good defensive position. Here is Cervantes. Aldoni Mendez, toe poke, not there. .55 on the clock. Nearing that 5-minute mark. Shoreline City down 2. They have scored the last 2 goals of this game. Aldoni Mendez shot blocked. Right there is Anthony Leon. A lot of patience still from Shoreline City on this fifth attacker setup. Cervantes takes a shot. Deflection. Hasevich fighting for it. Mendez is there, and Shoreline remain in possession. (3v3) just for a moment. Anthony Leon putting heavy pressure on Mazarigos. Looks like Cody Harrell wanted a foul. It's just going to be a kick-in for Shoreline. Aldoni Mendez space down the side. This is trouble for Midwest. And for Shoreline, it's a 1-goal game.
You know, we were talking about Aldoni Mendez and the impact he had. He had a hockey assist on that last goal, and now he's getting his assist right there. Really fantastic work from him just to set up that opening for Fuentes.
Jonathan Cifuentes narrows this margin further. It's only 1. Now as we tick under 5 minutes, and wow, Hasevich, that ball just escaped his foot. 3 unanswered goals for Shoreline City as Cervantes has to protect that near post.
You know, you just have to wonder, how is Vicario feeling right now watching this all unfold? And I know that's probably the plan going into the game, is to play Vicario in the first half and play Navarez in the second half. It's one of the things we talked about a lot with Cervantes last year playing for United. They split up time, but it's not really working out too well for him in the second half here. Ball
bouncing around. Finally brought down by Midwest. Anthony Leon on the far side. Gets by one. Tried to beat Cervantes to the near post. Deflected out for a corner. Gomez off the floor and Alex Mendez on for Shoreline. Oh, here's an opportunity. 2v keeper, the Mendez brothers. Alex to Aldoni. It's all tied up in Muskegon.
Wow, and the fans go wild in Muskegon. They're jumping up and down. You know, there's no way they don't finish that. The Mendez brothers get out to the open court. That's not a sight you want to see if you're Midwest United. Wow, what a simple finish. Great setup. You know, just leading to that, it was the defensive effort from Alex Mendez to deflect the ball and Aldoni to win the ball to really set the opportunity up to begin with.
So Shoreline City have fought all the way back, down by as many as 4, and in fact, they have scored 4 unanswered in the last 10 minutes of this match.
Yeah, and at this point, they have all of the momentum in the match, and you almost wonder if maybe that timeout was called a little early from Midwest United.
And now timeout called by Shoreline City. They're going to talk it over.
But you have to wonder why. Why call a timeout here when you have all of the momentum?
I think they want to get their players rest. They've been, you know, they've had some fitness trouble in this game, and I think they want to get their players that rest to make sure they can keep their best players out on the floor. It is also possible that we got the timeouts wrong.
That would make more sense. It would make more sense.
We're doing our best guess. But before we talk about that, shout out to our sponsor for the stream. Once again, Ally Marketing. If you're looking for a marketing partner that would treat you as a friend and not just a number in their checkbook, check out Ally Marketing. AllyMarketing.us. They are the official marketing partner of the FCS. Ally Marketing, let's be friends.
I mean, it did look like Cody Harrell called the timeout.
That's what I thought. And the first
sure
one
looked like it looked like Gio
because about the board, right? They had the board out there ready to go.
But that's the part I'm just a little confused. Why take a timeout when you just recaptured all of the momentum? You have Midwest playing on their heels. You have Fikret Hasovic all bent out of shape about who knows what. That's not the time you want to give them a breather. If anything, that's the time when you want to really drill it home.
I think they just really wanted us to be able to shout out Ally once again. That's probably what it was.
You know,
they're like sponsorship of the league. We need to tell them.
It is good. You know,
I think they needed the rest.
They're partners.
I think they needed the rest.
Let's be friends.
Let's be friends. Shoreline City to put it back into play. Aldoni Mendez wants the 5 meters of space. He very slowly places the ball on the line with a puzzling look at the official.
Just taking full advantage of his 4 seconds that he has on the ball there.
Ball back into play. Alex Mendez net right away with the Midwest defense. They're bringing the pressure. Alex goes down, wants a foul, is going to get one. 5 fouls for Midwest United. Is that going to be a difference?
Yeah, and that is not where you want to be with 4 minutes left in this game against a dangerous Shoreline City team.
Wow. Shoreline City sitting on only 3 fouls. So any more fouls for Midwest, they will give up a penalty from the 10-meter spot. Possession going back and forth here on the near side. Ends up in favor of Midwest. Shoreline thought it was out of bounds. Not, says the referee. Hasovic calling for it, he gets it. Down the line, toe poke, Cervantes in the right spot. Denies that opportunity. He's got 14 saves on the night. Alex Mendez now with the turn. Space here. Quickly closed by Gio Garcia. Oh, Chris Mendez was looking for Mazarigos. Wasn't there for him. Midwest thought it was their ball. They're not going to get it. 3:08, give or take. We're controlling the clock from our remote location here in Lansing. Hasovic just out of his reach. Cervantes quickly the other way. Just joining us, this game was all but completely controlled by Midwest for the majority of the match. They led by as many as 4 until Shoreline City scored 4 in a row. Here is Hasovic. Double comes, didn't see it coming. Midwest give up possession. Alex and Aldoni take a seat. Brandon Gomez, Matt Jackson on the floor. Count begins for Shoreline. Actually, no, they were asking for space. I was confused there. Yeah, I think it's going to come back. He asked for space, so he's got to wait for the whistle. Shoreline get it going again. Gomez, not a clean strike. Hasovic the other way, he goes down, he's gonna get the call. Shoreline City with 4 now. Take another look. Flipping in there, seems pretty simple. Mazarigos, the guilty party there. Gio Garcia standing over for Midwest. Asked for his 5 meters of space and now plays it. Left foot try from Hera Montañez. Got deflected. And it's a corner. Here comes goalkeeper Narvaez. Oh, Matt Jackson applying pressure. Last touch by Midwest United.
Yeah, great effort from Jackson right there to interrupt that play. If he could have won and maintained possession on that, that would have been a really dangerous opportunity for Shoreline City to take the lead.
Just over 2 minutes to go. Shoreline City trying to make it 5 goals in a row to take the lead. Midwest trying to get the upper hand when Cervantes comes up the floor. What a save!
Wow!
What a save!
Marco
Narvaez. Wow, I did not think he was going to get there.
No, for every goal he let in that we were asking about Vicario, right there he's showing why he needs to be in that net. What an incredible effort. How in the world did Shoreline not score right there? They had the ball 6 inches from the line, and we're kicking it in.
Wow. Narvaez said no. Let's take another look at it.
Save of the season so far.
Oh, just kidding. Maybe next time we'll see if we can get the replay in here. Oh, turnover. Shoreline the other way. Alex Mendez, 1v keeper. Had Andrew Leon trailing, and he put that one well wide. Take another look at that save. He stopped the first one and the the second.
It's just like a rejection in basketball.
Wow.
I'm surprised we didn't see the Matumbo finger wag.
Just over a minute to play. Again, the actual time in the arena might differ slightly. In fact, in all likelihood, it will differ slightly as we're controlling it here from our studio. But we're ticking down to the final moments. Shoreline City trying to put something together. Aldoni Mendez, he's shielding off Hasevic's toe poke, finds the back of the net. Shoreline's up by 1 with a minute to play.
Wow, Aldoni Mendez just showing his intelligence to shield the ball, to not let Hasevic come through, and just to prevent, I mean, Hasevic is pulling at him, just prevent anything. Even if he gets pulled down, still gets the shot off. Wow. What just an intelligent play from Mendez to understand his body positioning and placement of the ball. I mean, top notch.
6-5 with 5 unanswered goals. Shoreline on top at home, under a minute to play. And Midwest are trailing for the first time today. They've put in a 5th attacker wearing the green.
That's Kara Montañez.
Hasevic with a shot. Cervantes is there with the save, a corner coming up. .41 seconds on the clock. Out to the 5th attacker. Aldoni Mendez tracking it down. Gio Garcia has it now. 30 seconds to play. Shot. Hasevic wants a touch. Not going to get one.
Just wide.
Aldoni Mendez with the turn. He's got another chance. Little toe poke, flick, not there. Under 30 seconds to play. Give or take. A flick from Alan Lemus to Hasevic. Hasevic trying to create something, working with Anthony Leon to the back post. It takes a deflection. It takes a deflection. We're all tied up.
Oh, Anthony
goodness.
Leon! Wow.
He was looking to the back post, and I think it came off of Matt Jackson.
Yeah, it looks like it did come off Jackson. Wow, fantastic effort right there.
Man.
Cervantes was ready for that back post pass. And it just
fortunate for him. Wow, 6-6. Guys, don't look now, but Midwest United first game last season, a 6-6 draw with Ole. Wow. How much time is left? Our clock shows about 10 seconds. It's got to be right around there. Gio Garcia, player coach telling his players where to go.
Yeah, Marco is coming out of goal, and he's like, no, we're playing this safe. Don't go out.
They're just playing for the tie. I don't think they're trying to get another one. This Mendez trying to get another one. Wow. That's how we end it. A 6-6 draw in Muskegon in the second half of our FCS doubleheader on opening weekend.
Well, look, this game did not disappoint whatsoever. We told you what to expect, and both teams showed out in thrilling fashion. What an ending to that, too. Fantastic effort.
Wow, both teams shaking hands. A lot of familiarity between these players. A lot of friendliness after the game here. And the way that the game was going for the first, what would that be? It was like 20, 30, 28 minutes
about
or
28,
so, 26. And then Shoreline, 5 unanswered, take the lead at Midwest United. Really, they get a bounce at the end of the game, and that bounce saves them a point. We're gets them a point, I should say, saves them a result, and they get a point, splitting this one with Shoreline. Wow. That was wild.
Yeah. I mean, outstanding. Just an exhilarating game. The finish, it's exactly what we had talked about of what to expect this season out of Midwest United in Shoreline City. And it really shows you why futsal is such a beautiful game, and the passion that the players play with, the skill that's involved. We talked about Aldoni Mendez, and he did not disappoint whatsoever.
He made a huge impact for Shoreline today. A big difference when he was on the floor, when he wasn't. Creating a lot of chances, finishing, and that last one to put them up by 1. A smart play to shield off in the toe poke. But then at the end, Matt Jackson trying to work hard defensively, and the back post ball from Anthony Leon gets deflected, and Miguel Cervantes already leaning. What's he supposed to do?
Yeah, I mean, there's really nothing Cervantes can do at that point there, because there was a back post run being made. I think it was Alan Lemus was on the back post, and that's where the ball would have potentially gone. And so, Jackson did the right thing. He put his body on the line. It's just a fantastic effort, and that's what Midwest United has done consistently all night, is really put their team into a position to make outstanding shot. Look at the shot differential there. 55 shots for Shoreline City, really putting the pressure on. 45 for Midwest United. They both walk away not only with 6 goals, but every goal was assisted. And the biggest standout for me really is when we look at those saves. 13 of those saves for Midwest United happened in the first half, and it was Jose Vicario. And what a difference he would have made. I know we had that one goal from Marco Narvaez that was pretty incredible. But the one save from him that was just outstanding.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, that one saved in the game.
There's a number of goals that he let in that I just was wondering, would Vicario have stopped them? And
it's a really good question. It's a really good question. He made a huge save, but, I think from what I've seen, it's Vicario is one of the best keepers in the league, and I think it's tough to see him on the bench in a game like that.
Yeah.
As we welcome you guys back here to our studio in Lansing as we wrap up this post-game. This is the Pod Creativity post-game show. Yes, the Pod Escape Room, excuse me. I'm mixing it up.
Jolt Creativity.
Yeah. So both sponsors. Post-game show presented by the Pod Escape Room. So, wow, we had quite a day. 2 matches. That one just ended in just a wild fashion. Man, let's before we leave, let's give viewers a taste of what's to come next week. Innovation City hosting Detroit. First one. We talked about that one already, but Innovation at home, a big test for them. Detroit Imperial having their first action. Chicago House at home hosting Midwest United. So Midwest is back on the road again.
Yeah, and
facing a young and hungry Chicago team.
Earlier we talked about Imperial. Both of their first 2 games of the season played tonight in Innovation City and Jenga. Chicago House is very much in the same boat. Both of the teams that they play to start this season, Midwest United and Shoreline City, they played tonight. So Chicago House was watching this game to get a little bit of a tactical advantage going into the first games for them next weekend.
And to wrap up the triple header, next Saturday is Lansing City hosting Jenga. We mentioned that will be a huge test for Jenga. Excited to see what Lansing City brings this year. I think we're going to see Josh Pearson goal for them.
I think so too. Yeah, I mean, potentially, but Ethan Castaneda looked really good over the summer.
Yeah.
So Joshua Pierce did an outstanding job for Olay last season. He was their third choice goalkeeper, but every time he stepped into the pipes, he did a really good job. But Ethan Castaneda has been continuing to grow and develop as a goalkeeper, so it'll be interesting to see how they choose. Do they want the goalkeeper that's best right now or the goalkeeper that's best in the future?
And then to wrap up next weekend, there is also a game on Sunday. So 4 games across the weekend, and it's actually Chicago House.
Yep, against Shoreline City.
They're going back-to-back, Midwest at home, Shoreline at home. And the way that this game turned out, you know, that's a full 2 days.
Yeah,
for
yeah,
a
it's
team.
gonna be a lot for Chicago House. We'll see how they can handle it. That was one of the challenges that we saw over the showcase, and when they came out, and they relied on a core group of people. And that was one of the things I had a chance to talk to Ramon Hernandez about, was how do they build out their roster to be deeper. And if they don't have the depth, then having these back-to-back games is going to be really hard for them. But if they come out with 3 lines, you know, it could actually play in their favor.
And that is all what's to come next weekend. And that's going to wrap it up for opening weekend FCS 2026. Dude, we're fully in it now. 2 games in. How many goals? 12, 20, 22 goals in. The FCS is here, everybody. I'm Jared Klepp along with Gerard Ascani from everyone on the production team. Thank you so much for tuning in. We'll see you guys on Thursday for the third half.